Wow, groovy, baby. We're going to go back to the 70s, man, and watch James Hunt win the World Championship. Well, not quite, but despite the fact that this game was made in 2001, it features the 1999 World Championship season. Hello everyone and welcome back to my 100% race series. Yes, this indeed is F1 Racing Championship for the PlayStation 2. So yes, this indeed has all the cars from 1999. We've got the Williams in red. Fantastic. And we've got the Jordan, of course, which means the return of Damon Hill. Yes. Moan as always, the car doesn't drive properly. It's all over the place. Funny, it seemed okay for Heinz Harold Frentzen. Anyway, look, we've got the Stuart Ford, we've got the Prost, the Minardis, the British American Races, the Arrows, the Saubers, the Benettons, the Jordans, the Williams, the Ferraris, and the McLarens. Now, we are going to pick the Williams for this race in a tribute to Alex Zanardi, who is currently seriously ill in hospital at the moment. So we're going to pick Ralf Schumacher in the Williams, of course, for this race. And we are going to choose Spa because it's quite a decent circuit. It's quite a wide open circuit. And I'm not very good at this game. Anyway, I've gone through a couple of test races. And unfortunately, if you put the damage on full, the slightest little bit of contact and you get a puncher. So we've got to balance up the difficulty with the fact of actually finishing a 100% race. So we've turned it down a little bit, just a little smidge. So off we go now to Belgium for this 100% Torture Grand Prix. But before we do that, we're going to go to the garage because the garage options are quite comprehensive in this game. We've got fuel, we've got tyres, we've got steering. As you can see, you've got the steering angle. We're going to turn it up a little bit just because, of course, you've got some of those tight and twisty turns at the Spa circuit. But also, you can change the engine RPM. Fantastic. Look at this, everyone. Yes. So we're going to change that up as well to a little bit higher revs because, of course, Spa is a high-speed circuit, so we're going to change it up to, I think, 17,000 RPM. I hope it doesn't blow the engine up, but anyway, hopefully it'll be okay. And you've got suspension you can change as well. And look at this, it's all going on, Look, it shows you what to do as well. If you lower it, of course, it gets softer, and if you go up, it gets harder. Anyway, now it's onto the wing angle. Yes, and as you can see, it's currently at 11%. I think, is that halfway? Yeah, pretty much 25%. And look at this, the actual wing goes up and down as you're going up and down the sliders. Look, you can see it going down the graphic there. That's pretty impressive, I have to say, because it actually shows you what happens to the wing as you go up and down the settings. I'll give them props for that. That's pretty good. And we've got the body height as well, which can be adjusted. But I'm not going to bore with that though on the tow and camber. I have no idea what settings of tow and camber you need for this game, so we're going to leave it all at default. But just a little bit lower on the downfalls, of course, because it's the Spa circuit. So I have to say, pretty impressive indeed. Anyway, it's time to go now to the race intro.
Spa-Francorchamps is the most popular circuit for Formula One drivers, with many high-speed corners and technically challenging characteristics. Go round La Source in first gear, then go down the slope with the engine wide open. At the first left corner, drop speed to 260 kilometers an hour. Radillion is a climbing exit. Accelerate away while keeping the balance of the machine under control. Accelerate to 310 kilometers an hour. Les Combes is at the end of Kemmel. Head in at 140 kilometers an hour in third gear. It is difficult to brake at Rivage because you're going downhill. Go around this long corner in second gear at 110 kilometers an hour. Pouhon is a long left-hand corner. Take it in fourth gear and maintain high speed. Drive through Fagnes in third gear. At Stavelot, take the outside-inside-outside line in second gear at the first corner. Then accelerate at the second corner. Drive at 310 kilometers an hour to this high-speed corner. Bus stop chicane is the last obstacle. Watch your balance when using the curb at the entrance and exit.
I think you'll find that was ready on you, Plum. Anyway, it's time now to start the race. Ralph Schumacher gets into his gorgeous Williams car. Look at this, lads. The pit girls are there. Fantastic, showing off their legs. Unfortunately, though, the mechanics seem to have all the same face, as you can see. Oh dear. They're all clones, everyone. It's like Star Wars Episode 2 all over again. And that mechanic there is starting the car with his laptop. Yes, he's the only one that can start this car. Fantastic. So anyway, it's soon time to go. The chief mechanic just signals to us to say, yes, you can go now, Ralph, which is very good indeed. Very good indeed. So it's off we go then for the start of this Grand Prix. Yes, takes ages for this game to start, actually. Yes. What's going on? Oh, here we go, everyone. So once again, it's time for the here we go. It's time for the 5 lights to go out in the 100% Torture Grand Prix, and we say go. So it's away we go from last position on the grid. Wowzers. So off we go. Going into turn 1, of course, it's going to be a very, very tight right-hander at the Spa circuit. As you can see, we're in last place, but we're going to make up a huge amount of positions because we're going to dive bomb a lot of cars. Oh, the AI are, well, they sort of get out of the way there, so it's not too bad. Only up into 18th place and pursuing arrows as we go down the hill. We get past the arrows, so up into 17th position. Yes, 17th place. Let's see as we go into the Oru section. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, wowzers. 2 cars went past us there. Now, there's a reason for that. I'm now going to explain why that is, okay? When the PlayStation 2 was about to be launched, there was a lot of hype and basic bullshit about what it could do. Now, one of those hypes was that the X button on the controller had 256 degrees of movement in it. Yes, just imagine that, 256 degrees of movement. This, of course, was tied into the emotion chip, which came with every PlayStation 2, which, of course, was the chip that drove everything that was going on screen. And it meant that if you were in like a fighting game, if you pressed the button harder, the X button, you could punch harder. And other games that you could use this 256 degrees of movement. Well, it turned out to be complete and utter bullshit in the end, because when the PlayStation 2 launched, the X button was just on and it was off. And that was it. But unfortunately, the makers of this game actually brought into the hype. And so unfortunately, how fast you go is dependent on how hard you press down the X button in this game. And unfortunately, you have to press it down bloody hard. And if you just slightly take your finger off it, you start to lose revs and you start to lose speed. And I have to say, after about 5 laps in this game, look at this, we've got yellow flags. Well, a bloke actually holding a yellow flag there. But yes, after about 5 laps in this game, your thumb is absolutely killing you, because you literally have to hold it down with really a lot of pressure indeed. And here's the other problem with this game. In the old games of Formula 1, especially on like the PlayStation 1, you could actually use your thumb as a cover over the square button, so you could sort of use it as a toggle switch between the brake and the accelerator. You could cover over the square button, and just as you were coming off the accelerator, you could just push your thumb forward and you could hit the brake, and then you could come back on the accelerator again. Unfortunately, you cannot do this in this game. You have to fully come off the throttle before you can hit the brake. Otherwise, a very bizarre situation occurs where you start to sort of brake and accelerate at exactly the same time. As we're on lap 2 now, going past more cars. It's one of the Benettons, so up into 16th position. Fantastic. So yes, you have to come fully off the X button, and then you have to come onto the brake, and then you have to come back onto the throttle again and fully come off the brake. It is absolutely bizarre, and it absolutely destroys your thumb after about 5 laps. But this was the system they implemented in this game, and it is absolutely deplorable. It really is. But there you go. So let's have a look now on lap 2 and see what we've got on screen compared to the PS1 version, of course, of this game. Oh, we've got a Sauber trying to get past us. So up into 16th place. This is now lap 2 out of 44. Just looking at the graphics, you can see that, yeah, they're not very good. In fact, a lot of people reported when this game first came out that it was actually PlayStation 1.5 in the graphic department. Yes, because it certainly doesn't look like a PlayStation 2 game. And if you look in the background, in the distance, you can actually see a tiny little bit of fogging, which is not good at all, because fogging was introduced into a lot of these games to actually hide the fact that the draw's distance was very, very small indeed because of the graphics processing power of the original PlayStation. So they brought in fogging, but to see it in a PlayStation 2 game is very, very sad to see indeed. And if you look at some of the colours of the cars look very, very muted indeed. They look really washed out, and the whole sort of effect of this game in the graphic department looks, well, it looks pretty darn horrible, to be honest. Anyway, this is still lap 2 and we're still chasing the car in front, which I do believe is one of the BARs. If you look across to the left hand corner of the screen, you can see we have a mini map, which once again is completely bloody useless. Okay, so which one am I on the mini map? Am I the yellow, the blue or the red? Hakkinen putting the fastest lap though. 1:55, fantastic, as we managed to catch up to the cars in front, because of course this is the bus stop chicane in 2000, or should I say 1999 for this season, and we've just gone through it, and we just managed to get very, very close to the cars ahead of us as we dive down inside of 2 cars now. Do we get past? No, there's the BAR. As you can see, the cars look very shiny from a distance, but when you get up close they are, yeah, pretty washed out. Anyway, we get past 2 cars now up into 14th position. This is now lap 3. So as I was saying, on the mini map, where are we? I'm presuming I'm the yellow car, but then I've just passed cars and it hasn't actually altered anything. So the mini map is very, very confusing indeed. Yes, not good. Anyway, if you look across to the right hand corner, you can see we have a fuel gauge, which is fantastic. We've currently got 91 litres of fuel, which is going to last us 20 laps. Now I think we're only going to do a 1 stop in this race, which is good because we don't really want to do any more, because I have no idea what the pit stops are going to be like. This is still lap 3. Over to the right hand corner in the top right, you can also see we've got our lap time, our fastest time, our total time and our intermediate time. But unfortunately, underneath the intermediate time, there used to be on the old PlayStation 1 game, there was a little indicator to tell you how far away you were from the car in front, but that's sadly been removed from this version on PlayStation 2. So there you go. We have got the corner arrows, the Colin McRae style corner arrows, so you can see where the corners are coming up, which is great news, especially when you've got quite a bit of fog and you can't see very well into the distance. And you can see there is sunlight flaring, as you can see. You see that big circle in the middle of the screen there? That's the sunlight reflections as we're going around different angles of the circuit. So that's pretty good. But unfortunately, the rest of the game it's not of a very high standard. If you look just behind the rear wheels of the car, you can see that it doesn't look like the car is actually driving. It looks like it's floating across the top of the track. Now, of course, a lot of these Formula 1 games had a graphical effect where they had shadows just behind the rears there, so you could actually they sort of made the illusion that they were driving on top of the track, because of course all these cars are actually not actually on the track, they're just above it. If anyone ever wondered about these Formula 1 games, they are just above the track, they're not actually on it. And so they used to put little shadows behind the rear wheels there, so you could see that it looked pretty much realistic, but the shadows aren't really there on this game, so it does look like the cars are sort of hovering above the track, which is not very realistic indeed. Anyway, lap 3 completed now, up into 13th place into lap 4. As we accelerate forward now, still on lap 4. We're going for a move now on some cars ahead. We've got, I think it's a Prost car. Oh, he goes very, very wide indeed, very, very wide indeed. But we managed to get past the Prost now, so up into 12th position. Yes, 12th place. And I have tested this game for the damage, because I have turned it down, and yes, if you smack straight into the back of another car, you will lose the wing. You will lose the wing. Only reason I turned the damage down was because slightest contact, as I said earlier, actually gave you a puncture, which means it would have been game over. Oh, I've hit the wall, I've hit the wall. It's okay, we carry on going. And of course the idea is to try and make it to the end of these 100% races and not to finish basically after one lap, otherwise it's a very, very short video. So we accelerate forward down to lap 7, going down the inside of the BAR, the absolutely terrible livery for 1999 with the zip down the middle. Oh my goodness, what on earth were they thinking? And we've sort of skipped over the bus stop chicane a little bit there, but it's okay. As we accelerate forward down to lap 8, we're now chasing one of the Benetton Play Life cars from 1999. We've got 70 litres of fuel, which equates to 15 laps still remaining in this Grand Prix before we have to make our stop. As we accelerate forward now to lap 11. Yes, lap 11. Still in 10th position now. 10th position. We've got 12 laps of fuel left, as you can see. Oh, Jesus Christ. Almost crashed straight into the pit entrance barrier there. Almost, but we managed to hold on to this 10th place. Almost in the points, everyone. Yes, almost into the points. Of course, 6th place was the highest points position in 1999. So we accelerate forward now to lap 14. Lap 14. And I think some cars have come into the pits. I think they have, because I think we have... Yes, look, cars coming out to Stewart. So up in the 9th position now. Yes, so I can confirm that the cars do actually pit in this game. As we accelerate forward to lap 14. Lap 14, we've managed to catch up to a few more cars, as you can see. I can't quite see who that one is because the liveries are pretty washed out. But I think more cars have come into the pits. I think they have. And oh, it's our teammate actually. It's Alex Zanardi in the sister Williams car. Let's see if we can get past Alex as we go down the hill. And yes, we do. So up now into 8th position on lap 15 with 10 laps to go before we have to come in for our pit stop. As we accelerate forward down to lap 16. Still in 8th position at the moment. And chasing hard on this Jordan car. It doesn't exactly look very yellow to me. It looks pretty gold, in fact, as we now go down the inside of the Jordan car. Perhaps Eddie Jordan managed to get quite a bit of cash and decided to paint his cars gold instead of the traditional yellow. Anyway, more cars have come into the pits now, and we're up to 6th position. Yes, we are finally in the World Championship points after 17 torturous laps. As we accelerate forward now to the end of lap 17, going to lap 18. Still in 6th position, but I think a few more cars have come into the pits. We can't actually see those cars because in PS2 games the walls are pretty solid, so you can't see the cars coming into the pits, but I think there is a car in there. If we just look across, I think I could see a car in there. Yes, well, we've made it up into 5th position, so there must have been a car coming to the pits on lap 18 now. Lap 18 of this Grand Prix, 100% as we accelerate forward at lap 20. I'm just going to show you some of the other views that are on offer. We've got one of these sort of far chase camera views, which is pretty reminiscent of F1 97, which is fantastic to see. Well, it's not really because it means I just copied, but there you go. And of course you've got the horrible view where you can't even see the car. And this is the beautiful, beautiful T-cam view, which I'm sure actually makes you a lot faster in this game, because it felt like it when I tried it out for a few laps. Yes, it's absolutely beautiful view. You can see we've got hand on the steering wheel, everyone. You've got vibration on the steering wheel, as you can see going around the corners. Oh, it's absolutely glorious, absolutely glorious. The head actually buffets as you go around the corners as well. You can see the helmet look going from side to side. Oh, it is, yeah, it's a top view to use. And of course it's the view that I use in most Formula 1 games. I'm only using the far, or should I say the close chase view, purely for the video, of course, as I've explained in earlier videos. It's purely so you can see everything that's going on the track. So there you go then, that's the glorious T-cam view of the Williams 1999 version on F1 Racing Championship. As we accelerate forward out to lap 22, still in 5th place. We've got a very, very slow car in front of us. It's a Ferrari. Oh my goodness, we made contact with a Ferrari, but we get past up into 4th position. Wow, that Ferrari was going very, very slow indeed. Very, very slow indeed on lap 22. I'm up now to 4th place. Yes, 4th place. Fantastic. As we accelerate forward down to lap 25. Yes, lap 25. And as you can see, there's only 1 lap of fuel left. I haven't had any warning, so I'm not going to risk it. So, oh, no. We've got to press buttons, lads. We've got to press buttons. So I've got to put some fuel in the car. I've got no idea how much to put in. So I'm just going to fill it up to the top. Yes, we'll fill it up to the top. Soft tyres. Yes, soft tyres, please. Thank you, lads. Oh, look at this motion capture, everyone. Look at it. Look, the fuel goes. Look at those lads. Look at them. Look, they're like Hollywood superstars. Look, fantastic. The Jackman did absolutely nothing at the front there. Absolutely nothing. Anyway, so we put in 120 litres of fuel, which is 26 laps, which is far too much, but of course it's better to have too much fuel than not enough, as 2 cars have now gone past us. We're down to 7th position on lap, oh my goodness, what was that? Oh, it's just telling us that we've rejoined the track. Okay, on lap 26, down to 7th place with too much fuel in the car. As we accelerate forward now to lap 28, we've managed to catch up to one of the cars in front. You can see, I do believe it may be a Jordan. Very, very difficult to see with these liveries, and of course a bit of the fog in as well. Very, very difficult, but I think it is one of the Jordan cars. And then we've got another slow car in front of him. What's going on here? What is going on here? Very, very slow car. I think it's that Ferrari again. Yes, we managed to get past the Ferrari. As you can see, well, we tried to dive down the inside, but he manages to hold the line there. So we're going to see if we can do another sort of dodge and move in a minute and try and get past this Ferrari. I'm still not sure if that car's... Yes, it is a Jordan. It's got to be a Jordan, isn't it? Anyway, we now sneak down inside this Ferrari, which is going very, very slow around the circuit. Let's see if we can get past the Jordan as well and get back into the World Championship points. I think this is for position. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's... Wait a minute. Is that Ferrari actually a lap position? Wowzers, what's happened to him? I think there's something wrong with that Ferrari as we go past the Jordan. Yes, we do get back into the World Championship points on lap 28. Lap 28. As we accelerate forward now to lap 32, and we've managed to catch up to our teammate Alex Zanardi once again going through Eau Rouge. Let's see if we can get past him and get up into... Oh, we're up into 5th at the moment, so it could be a 4th position on the cards for us. Yes. So what can we say about this game? Well, I have to say, not a lot has happened. Not a lot has happened. I know you get quite a bit of field spread at Spa, but all the same, it's been pretty uninteresting. But anyway, enough of that. We'll talk more about that later. Let's see if we can get past Alex Zanardi, and we sneak down inside of him. Yes, we do. So up now to 4th position on lap 32 as we accelerate forward now to lap 43. And I've changed over to the T-Cam view because I'm in real trouble here, lads. Real trouble. My thumb has now completely died. It's gone. The thumb has gone. I don't know if I really should stop, but I remember I did just carry on going. But yes, the thumb is in excruciating pain now, and we're going off the circuit. This is all because of the thumb. I can't even feel any movement in my thumb whatsoever on lap 43. Just one more lap to go. Oh God, no, we're going to the pits. Come on, reverse it. Quickly. Don't want to lose any positions. Come on, get back on the circuit. Yes. Oh, we'd lost 2 places though. We're down to 6th position. Can we get back on the Benetton? Yes, we can. So back into 5th. Oh, we've hit the wall now. This is going from bad to bloody worse on the very, very last lap of the Grand Prix. But yes, the thumb has finally given up. It's finally given up the ghost. It says, nah, you cannot be serious. I've literally been pressing hard on that accelerator for the last hour and a half. With only 2 breaks for 2 minutes, and that's all I've had. 2 breaks for 2 minutes during this race. Yes, please praise the thumb. Please pray for the thumb. Please, God. Anyway, this is still the last lap of the race. In 5th place at the moment. We're trying to get our 4th place back from the Jordan. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. Well, we might be able to. So let's have a final look at this game. And you can see the spectators off to the left-hand side. They're flashing cameras at us and everything. We've got all the trees and everything. Everything's there. This is of course, a fully licensed game. So everything that should be there is there. But it just feels very, very flat indeed. Everything just feels meh. You know? Meh. It just doesn't have any of the excitement of one of the other sort of Sony titled games in Formula 1. It really just doesn't have it. Oh, we got off again. The thumb, everyone. It's the thumb. And David Twat Coulthard has won the race. Outrageous. Could you not put that there? I can't see where the corners are. For cock's sake. Get it off there. Get it off. Where's the corner? Oh, there it is. Thank God for that. So anyway, David Coulthard has won the race. And we are desperately trying to catch up to the back of this Jordan car and get back into our 4th place that we unfortunately lost because the thumb, lads, it's no more. I might have to go to hospital after this because I just can't feel the thumb at all. But we are catching the Jordan despite our thumb problems. We are catching the Jordan. Are we going to get past on the very, very last lap? Well, I have to say, of course, but oh no, we're off again. No, we're back on again. I have to say at this point, I just have one thing in my mind, and that's to get past that Jordan and finish this bloody race. So we might have a send on this race. Yes, pretty much towards the end. The hookster may actually send it into the last corner. Oh, look at that. Arrow's going very, very slowly, and he's going to send it. Yes, he sends it as we go to the bus stop. Yes, wowzers, mid-trousers. We get our 4th place back, and we cross the line. Well, it was pretty unorthodox in the end, but the fun was absolutely finished, and we crossed the line in 4th place. Fantastic. Never was I so glad to have an end of a race than that one. That was just absolute torture. That was absolute torture. I don't even think having my nipples clamped for about 5 hours would have come anywhere close to that. Anyway, moving on quickly. 1 hour and 26 minutes for David Coulthard. Hakkinen was in 2nd, 2 seconds behind. Michael Schumacher in 3rd, and we were almost a minute behind the rest of them. Oh dear. Frentzen in 5th place, Fisichella in 6th position. The timings though didn't look too bad, so I think it survived a 100% race distance without actually buggering up, which some of these games do. But yeah, it's all been pretty good. And I have to say, this has quite a comprehensive replay system, as you can see here. We've got like 4 cameras across the bottom, no, 5 cameras across the bottom in fact, as the replay goes, and you can switch between any camera you want during the 5, as long as the actual replay has gone past that camera view, yes. And you've also got your steering wheel adjustments. You can see that on screen, where you brake and when you accelerate as well. And it's just all going on. It's a fantastic replay system, I have to say. Just a shame that the rest of the game isn't up to much. Sadly, this was the last F1 game made at Ubisoft Shanghai, but they did go on to make some classic games like the Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell series, the Far Cry series, and some of the Assassin's Creed series, but no F1. And in my opinion, it was probably for the best. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You've been awesome as always, and thanks for me complaining about my fun, but it was pretty bad, so I hope you appreciate that in this video, and I'm sorry the race was pretty shit. Anyway, thanks very much and good night.